So this was how my pantry looked in the beginning, and I'm so excited to show you guys the process of what it looks like now. Now, there are a couple of things to consider when you are buying your bins. Number one, you want to make sure that what you're buying is going to actually hold what you're going to put in it. I knew in this instance I was putting pantry items like sugar and flour, so I wanted to be sure and get some bins that were made for storing those items. The second tip is you want to make sure those bins that you buy actually fit in your cabinet. My cabinet was only 12 inches deep, so I had to be very careful to make sure the items I got would fit in there. Now, once I removed everything from the pantry, I was able to scrub up the inside very well, get it nice and clean. And then I went to the home store and had 2 more shelves cut so that I could place them on the right side where I was missing shelving before. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, this was the fun part. Placing everything back in the containers and putting the labels on them was so satisfying to me. So here's the final reveal, and I could not love this more. Now, before any of you tell me that it's not going to last or I won't put the things back, I am positive proof, if you would see my craft room, things that have labels on them make me put things back where they belong. It's true, it works, I promise you. Now let's take a closer look how I place the items in the pantry. Now the bottom shelves, I decided to place items that I don't use very often. There on the left-hand side are all of my baking products. Sometimes I only bake on the weekends, sometimes not even then. So they're there on the bottom because they're not used very often. As you can see, I do have those items on the bottom shelf placed in bins. It's easier to get down low and it's better on your back to just reach in and pull out one whole bin that has everything in it. On the right hand side, I was able to go to the home store and get 2 shelves cut. So that made a big difference there with the bottles and the oils and the sauces. As you go up, then I've got potato chips, large bags, and then individual bags. Now this section here is my favorite part. It is the actual bins that I did label. And remember, I told you to make sure your bins fit the items that you're going to put in them. So this is where those large flour and sugar bins came in handy. So I do have most of these items in the pantry at all times, so that's why it was okay to go ahead and place labels on these items. Going upwards, we have lots of nuts. I have several different bins. I didn't feel like it was necessary to label each individual nut because you can see in there very well, and the entire shelf is nothing but types of nuts because we do eat those on our diet. For the canned food section, I did purchase 2 of those 3-tiered spice rack holders that elevates the back row higher than the next row down, so it's a lot easier to see what you've got. It was also super important to place the canned items at eye level. It's hard to bend over and look back in the back row if you have this on lower shelves. So I highly recommend placing your canned items at eye level. Now what I did was, if you notice already, I placed like items together on the shelf. So going up above the cans, I've just got the snack items. Above that, I've got 2 bins to pull out. The one on the left is for pasta, the one on the right is for rice. To the right of those, I have crackers on one shelf and cereal on the other. And there up above, look, I have a completely empty shelf, and I have some empty storage bins as well. I am so happy that I took on this project, and it basically took a day to get everything cleaned out, labeled, put back in. Not very hard at all, and it just looks great. I hope everyone is eager and excited to get their pantries in order. Be sure to give us a follow so we can share with you other ways to bring everyday calm into our chaotic lives.